to my YouTube channel, Patricia Monna, Intuitive Consulting. Today I have two very special guests with me that I cannot wait to introduce. Today I have Michelle Klein and Kylen Ribeiro with me from DefenderShield and LightBody. Thank you so much for joining me here today.
Thank you so much for having us, Patricia. We're very excited to talk to your audience, and we're very intrigued by what you do as well.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, just a little background for anybody who hasn't heard of DefenderShield or the LightBody vitamin line. I actually, a few months ago, did an amazing interview with Daniel DeBaun from DefenderShield. And I contacted DefenderShield because their products were so amazing and it worked. I am extremely sensitive to EMF and 5G radiation. I can feel it when I walk even into a room. And, and so I almost have everything, I think, on the DefenderShield website. I bought the blankets, I got the laptop tray, my whole house is outfitted, even right down to the cell phone jacket, to make sure that I'm safe. And for anyone who's trying out EMF products and they want the best of the best, I have to say, through trial and error, because I've spent thousands of dollars on trying to defend my home and my workspace from EMF and 5G. DefenderShield is absolutely the best in the field. I know because I can feel it. So when Dan sent me out the LightBody vitamins, I was very, very, very intrigued. So can you lovely ladies tell me how you got involved? Like, I know that DefenderShield is outside, you're defending the outside of us, but how does this defend us from the inside out?
Great question. And DefenderShield is a great segue for us to talk about how we got LightBody started. So I actually met Dan's son, who is the other co-founder of DefenderShield, at yoga teacher training.
Wow.
And I was very, at that point, it was just the two of them doing the business. And I was extremely interested and thought what they were doing was very important. And I left my career and I went to go help them grow the business. I had a lot of executive retail experience and I wanted to transition that into using my skills towards a health and wellness company. So that's what I did. And Michelle came on shortly after I did. And together we were able to grow the business exponentially in hiring people and filling out the departments. But one thing remained constant. We talk to people all the time, every single day, especially at our small size. We actually did customer service and we did talk to the public and we did everything in the business. And we were talking to people every day that were helped by our products, that found us because they're sensitive to EMFs like yourself. And we knew we were helping them and it was such a great feeling. And so we kept expanding our product line. And we knew, again, that we could protect people from the outside. But as we gained more and more relationships with scientists, biologists, and other partners in the practitioner space, we learned that piece together that we could actually probably help people's bodies and cells actually become more resilient to our modern day world filled with toxins, EMFs, plus every other toxin and pollutant that we're surrounded by on a daily basis. So we then set out to create LightBody, the line of supplements, to address those effects that some people are very sensitive to, but we all need to address because of just the world that we live in today.
Wow, that's amazing. And what's the difference between emotional stress versus oxidative stress with the vitamins?
Yeah, so emotional stress definitely, can impact your body and it is a stress response by your body. But oxidative stress doesn't just happen from emotional stress. And emotional stress can cause oxidative stress, but it's not, they're not mutually exclusive. And oxidative stress is more like your cell goes into a stressed response to something in the environment, like kind of how we get stressed by things in our environment emotionally, like our cell will also see, this toxin we ingest or alcohol or something we ingest or surround ourselves with, and it's not it doesn't consider that a friend to the body. And so it goes into a stress. And, our cortisol shoots up, and then a lot of people just stay there. They stay in that high stress, high cortisol stress response, and it prevents the full healing cycle from taking place. Like it's hard for us to fall asleep if we know there's a killer on the loose. Like it's hard for us to kind of be able to calm down, for our bodies to, so it is very similar to emotional stress, just in terms of how our body will deal with it. But yeah, that's been happening. That happens to our bodies whenever we're exposed to EMF radiation coming from our devices. Even blue light, just the light coming from our devices, can increase our cortisol levels, which is not what you want to do, especially before you are trying to fall asleep. So our devices and technology definitely have on our cells and the health and resiliency of our cells.
So the LightBody supplements, they obviously then help with that, bringing down that oxidative stress within the body. Am I correct? It supports that system. So would that, we see an overall decrease in our stress levels over time, the longer that we're taking these?
We believe that over time, to create more resiliency in the body, yes, it should reduce your overall oxidative stress in the body, which hopefully in turn will reduce your overall the stress that you're feeling. We do have a specific formulation designed for many different functions. We've designed specifically to address how we understand the body reacts, and different parts of the body react to those outside stressors. So we definitely hope that over time, the resiliency that's built up will just help our bodies deal with our modern day environments, because we have not evolved yet, and hopefully generations in the future will evolve so that their bodies can handle all these toxins, pollutants, and signals, and 5G and 6, 7G, and so on and so forth. But because these things have only been around for 50 years for some things, and 5 to 2 years for other things like 5G, we just don't have, our bodies haven't developed the coping mechanisms for the resiliency against our environments yet.
Yeah. Many bodies are really resilient, but like you're kind of the canary in the coal mine, to where you feel those impacts, and you're functionally impaired sometimes by what you're feeling, and it can have such a range of symptoms on people. But as this becomes more and more prevalent in our society, like more and more people are going to be affected, and who knows what will happen in the future. But just from what we know already, like it's not good.
I have to agree with you. And it's interesting because I work in an older building. My office, my studio's in an older building. And during the pandemic, ironically, they put 2 huge cell phone towers, one on each end of the parking lot. And apparently they're not allowed to do that. It was against the law for these guys to do it. So my landlord took them to court, and all that they got was a fine for doing that. They don't have to take it down. It was just a fine. So it boggles my mind how they keep doing this and bombarding us with these 5G frequencies and the radiation and everything that comes off it. Because in my building alone, we've actually lost 2 people to brain cancer. And so it makes me wonder, and that's why I went all out protecting my office and my home, just because I can literally feel it. It makes it feel like bugs crawling on my skin, and it's the ickiest feeling. If I even go near one of those towers, it just radiates off of it. And like I said, I was so grateful to come across DefenderShield and the products that you guys have created. And I wanted to say, I forgot to mention that you guys are the co-founders of LightBody. And you've been with DefenderShield, basically since the beginning, right? So you guys really know your stuff when it comes to this. So what I have
We're
to ask you is,
definitely
what's your favorite product of Defender Shield?
Mine personally, I have a few. Definitely our cell phone case. I use it every day. The hip pack has to be in my top products. I use that all the time. Blue light glasses. Those are the top three things I use every day.
For me, definitely all of Defender Shield's products are made to be very functional to fit in with your lifestyle without really creating like, oh, I got to remember my, shield. Like they are supposed to kind of just fit in with your lifestyle. And for me, the ones that really fit in with mine are the hip pack, the clutch, and our EMF earbuds, which I wear definitely when traveling, like on the plane and stuff. I'm always wearing them, and I'm like, please, people, ask me questions about these earbuds I'm wearing. I'd love to inform you how your AirPods in an airplane are really bad, but no one ever asks. But I'm always hoping, like, one day I'll pull them out and someone will be like, why do you have some weird air tubes connected to your earbuds? But yeah, those are my favorites.
Oh, that's amazing. For me, it's definitely the blanket. Definitely by far the blanket. So, as you lovely ladies know, I'm a professional psychic medium and remote viewer. And um, one of the things that I know is that people can remote view anybody at any point and literally look in on their lives, see what they're doing. Um, like see them in real time. It's the craziest thing. And it one thing that I noticed is that your blanket completely blocks out everything. It is the most, I don't know how to describe it. It makes my body fuzzy. It makes my body tingly when I wrap the blanket around me. And it blocks out everything. I sleep like a baby. I used to suffer from psychic attacks. Like if someone, well, it's not really a psychic attack, but when someone is really desperate and they're pulling at your energy, I can feel that and it would wake me up. Well, I sleep with this every night, and ever since I sleep like a baby. So definitely my favorite product. But
That's
I
awesome.
love
We
all of
should
them.
add that to the product page.
Yeah.
Psychic attack blocking.
And
And
it
get those
blocks.
keywords.
It does. It swear to God, it does. And it blocks out remote viewers, unwanted remote viewers, because I've tested it with some of the strongest remote viewers in the field that I know, and asked them, can you see what I'm holding if I'm under this blanket? And there's no way that they could even describe the object. So it definitely blocks out all sorts of frequencies. I don't think it's just 5G radiation and all that, but it really makes you wonder, for the people that understand, psychic attacks and energy and all of that stuff in remote viewing, it makes you wonder, what frequency psychic attack vibrates at, or the lower energy.
Yeah. I was just wondering that actually, because I'm like, I know the range of frequencies that our blankets, block. And yeah, I'm wondering, I'm sure it's some sort of radio frequency, but that is very interesting.
Yeah,
Will we ever know? Will we ever be able to know?
I wonder if there's some way to scientifically, test that out. But yeah, I know for me and my body, it definitely works. And anyone that I have even lent my blankets to, because I have 4 of these, all my kids have one. I've got a huge one on my bed. And for anyone who is interested in blocking out everything and everyone, this is just the little, kind of like the baby blanket size. I use it for my demos here at work, but the queen size or the twin is definitely what I would recommend getting, because then you can like wrap it around your head, wrap it around your whole body, and not have to worry about what's coming in. But so this stuff protects us from the outside. Is there a way that that you can explain what this does? What does it do to protect us from the inside? Like, I know that it eradicates the oxidative stress, but is there anything else that it does with this as well?
Well, every supplement we have in our line kind of goes after different symptoms and different effects that that EMF has on our bodies and blue light. So the multivitamin that you're holding, that has a lot of antioxidants in it, vitamin E, a lot of different vitamins. But the antioxidant mix is probably the chief component of what's going to help protect you from the free radicals that generated the imbalance that happens with EMF exposure. But yeah, that product is really great. I take them all the time. And it's just a good foundational multivitamin as well. That's just we wanted just one. Like when we were with DefenderShield trying to come up with a supplement, we were like, what one supplement would be the best? And we really found that it really would take a couple different types of supplements, and try as we couldn't fit all the ingredients in one capsule. So we tried to kind of come with a range of foundational products that also will impact different parts of the body. So for example, the omega that we have is a fish oil, and it comes straight from anchovies, 100% anchovy. It's 100% natural triglyceride, so it's not, synthetic. And our concentration is the highest per dose that you're going to get with any omega out there. We have no fillers. We have like just straight up anchovy fish oil, and it has the lowest amount of contaminants like lead or a lot
And
of
oxidation.
things. Yes, and lowest oxidation levels. It gets bottled. It uses a cold pressed molecular distillation process to ensure that it doesn't oxidation doesn't go. So they're amazing. But the chief property of those are, well, for the EPA, it's the anti-inflammatory. Omega-3s are just as effective as an NSAID or, an anti-inflammatory get, but it's all natural. And because EMFs can also create inflammation because of the oxidative. So those are anti-inflammatory, but then also the DHA version has a very important role in your brain and retina. Also for pregnancy and early development, it's important. It has DHA plays a structural role in cellular membranes in the brain. So that was why we picked the omega.
And a quick side story. Michelle does not yet have children, but I have two. And my second pregnancy occurred while I was with DefenderShield. And I knew that I'd learned so much since my first pregnancy, especially being more in the health and wellness space. Even though I'd been an athlete my whole life, holistic wellness wasn't necessarily introduced to me until a few years before I started with DefenderShield. And I knew that taking an omega is very important during pregnancy for the development of the myelin sheath. And if you haven't heard of what that is, it essentially protects the nerves from electrical impulses. And in the womb is the only time that those cells are generated. So throughout your life, they decline, and there's no known way of regenerating those cells. So from before pregnancy, supporting the cellular development of the myelin sheath is extremely important because it can protect against neurodegenerative diseases later in life. So that being said, I did take an omega during my first pregnancy, but what I knew then was less than what I knew during my second pregnancy. So I looked for all of the boxes of an omega that we wanted and that I knew would be the best. So all the things Michelle mentioned, the benefits of our omega, everyone was looking. I could not find something that checked all those boxes out of the thousands that are on the market. And I'm talking about even the top brands. So we had access through some of our partners and physicians that we work with. We were introduced to the source that Michelle mentioned, and we were blown away that it actually truly was better than anything on the market. And so we knew how foundational of a supplement that is. And that's why for my own personal use, I wanted to, we wanted to develop that one as a first supplement. And it's so foundational and so important for supporting inflammation response. And that was our first product.
And also it helps strengthen the cell membrane to make it more impervious to toxins trying to get in. So that was definitely one of our initial ones that we needed for people who suffer EHS, but then also the multivitamin. Those two I'd say are like probably the most important for those that actually have EHS that need their body more resilient to toxins. But just to quickly go over our three other ones, the probiotic, we actually include an ingredient. It has a ton of really good prebiotics and probiotics in our gut health formulation, but it actually has an ingredient called Saccharomyces boulardii. It's a probiotic yeast, so it's not a bacteria, but it actually helps to balance the microbiome and target C. diff or C. difficile, which is seen in people with EHS as needed. So it's higher in people who have other immune conditions as well. But so it helps specifically with that specific area. And so that was the main ingredient for EMF targeting in our gut health. And then our eye health actually doesn't target EMF as much as it targets the blue light coming from our technology. It has Mackey Bright, which it comes from Mackey berry extract, which actually helps with tear production and moisture in the front of the eye. So we blink less when we're looking at a screen. Or right now, I'm not blinking at all, looking at you on the screen. So our eyes will just get dry, and the AC, everyone has AC now. It dries out our eyes, and that's actually dry eye is like one of the biggest complaints for vision centers. So
which results in many eye diseases.
Yeah.
So that alone can cause so many eye diseases down the road, actually.
So we have moisture, and then we also target the back of the eye with Floraglow, which helps build up lutein and zeaxanthin in the back of the eye, which can actually protect the back of the eye from blue light, so that the high energy blue light isn't damaging the retina as much. Help support that. And then we include lycopene, which some people wouldn't think of something to put in an eye health supplement, but it actually is an antioxidant that sacrifices itself for lutein and zeaxanthin. So when we're looking at bright lights and we have high energy coming into our eyes, it's gonna attack the lutein and zeaxanthin and help and reduce that. We want to keep those levels high. So now with lycopene, that goes into the eye and it sacrifices itself in its place. So that allows our lutein and zeaxanthin to stay high and help us with our eyes.
And that product is far and away, people are raving about this product because it's very unique. Every single person, whether or not they know what an EMF is or not, they understand looking at a screen has its effects on their eyes, on their body. So we've actually done a white paper on this product. We've had incredible testimonials where people are feeling just so much less eye strain, eye fatigue, dry eye, clarity. There's so many things. And actually, we're learning every day about new positive effects. Yeah. Like recently, one of our health and science advisory board members, she was describing how the sunset looked more vibrant after taking the product. So there's just new positive effects we're learning about all the time with this product. And it's truly helping people because they can't get away from the screens because it's their job or their on Zoom calls all day because of remote work, or just anyone looking at anything these days is a lot of time spent. 11 to 12 hours, in fact, is the average amount of time that we're spending looking at screens every day. So this product actually has been a game changer for many people.
Because it affects everyone, EMF, you're the canary in the coal mine. A lot of people don't even know it's affecting their bodies, even if it is. But yeah, with blue light, it definitely, one kind of notices their eyes getting tired and strained.
Wow. So did you mention you took them while you were pregnant? So they're safe for pregnancy? Because one of my BFFs is pregnant right now. So I'm gonna order the whole line for her then.
So at the time, we only had the Omega, and yes, that is safe. But now we have the full line, and the eye health is also safe for pregnancy.
Nice.
Which in pregnancy, your eyes can actually get worse. And now my youngest child is 2, and my eyesight is improving. And I've been taking this product for over a year. I can't say for sure, but I attribute that to the supplement, because before, when I was pregnant and afterwards, my eyes didn't bounce back and they didn't improve. And I've worn contacts basically my whole life. So that's an interesting personal story, but yes, definitely safe for pregnancy.
Excellent. Yeah, I'm gonna order it for her then. And I didn't realize that you guys have a line that helps with neuropathy, because I have raging neuropathy in my arms and legs. I have something called erythromelalgia, where my sodium channels don't close, and so I feel everything. Like my nerves are constantly firing. To walk, it sometimes feels like I'm walking on Rice Krispies, because I can feel my nerves at the bottoms of my feet and stuff. So it's not as bad now. I was literally crippled before. I was 210 pounds walking with a cane in 2009, and I came across Rife Therapy. So, and this is all how I went down the rabbit hole of frequencies, and how we can have beneficial frequencies and ones that can actually kill us, right? They cause that cellular mutation. Well, it was Rife Therapy. Have you ever heard of Rife Therapy or Royal
I
Rife?
haven't.
I have heard of it, but I know very little.
Oh, it's fascinating. So this guy, he was an inventor that created this machine that would generate specific frequencies in order to target ailments, like specific ailments. So even now in our medicine, they're using the premise of it, because if you think of the way doctors get rid of kidney stones right now, what they do is they match the vibration of the kidney stone with its own vibration. It oscillates, it blows up, and you pee it out. It's the same way a seismologist can blast the side of a mountain. They throw its own frequency at it. So with Royal Rife, he came out with this machine that has, well, I've got one that has over 40,000 different frequencies programmed into it. Everything from stress to neuropathy to cancer, lymphedema, everything, diabetes, everything is programmed into this machine. And that's actually how I got my life back, was and reduced my pain, was through Rife Therapy. I need to spend more time on it. I haven't used it, regularly in a while, because I got my life back, right? So it needs maintenance. It needs those times, maintenance. But it was actually Rife Therapy that really got me interested in how frequencies work and how they affect us. Because it definitely does. And like I said, we can use it in a beneficial way, using beneficial vibrations. You've heard of binaural beats or solfeggio tones, like 528, yes. Vibration of love, even so I try to use frequencies, the beneficial ones, as much as I can, right down to the music that I listen to. It all has those beneficial frequencies, healing frequencies embedded into the music. And so it's
Are you aware of Brain Tap?
No, I haven't heard of that. What's that?
Brain Tap harnesses binaural beats, and what's the word? It's like transcranial. Essentially, it changes your brain waves over time to be more, however you want them to be, more calm, less anxiety. So this is a technology where they've incorporated binaural beats into meditative sessions. and you wear the
Along with
headphones,
light therapy.
and it also, right, it has a light therapy uh portion to it as well. So you wear these headphones, you put the shield, it's almost like a shield over your eyes, and you, even with your eyes closed, the lights have an effect along with the beats. So it's an app, and you choose what you want it to do. Is it, before sleep? Is it you want energy? So all of these different options, and scientifically developed to change your brain waves over time. And it trains, brain entrainment is what it's called.
Yes.
And so we have had a relationship with that company for quite some time, even before we joined over 6 years ago. So they're doing something really, really important, and just valuable to achieving in a natural way changes to the brain waves.
Wow, you guys are changing the world with the stuff that you've got your hands into. So is that just
I can't take any, we can't
Yeah,
take
we
any
can't take
credit
credit
for
for
Brain
Brain
Tap, but we know the founders, and it's just an amazing technology that's based in science. He's a neurobiologist and a neuroscientist that developed the technology. So it's legitimate, and it really, they do studies showing the effects. So you should look into it, since
I
you're
will.
interested in binaural beats.
What's the website for it? Is it just Brain
It's
Tap?
BrainTap, BrainTap.com.
Okay, I will. I'm gonna look into that because yeah, that's up my alley. I love, love, love being able to use all of these different devices and different tools, from the inside out, to be able to resonate our own, highest light. Because at the end of the day, if we are exuding that joy and happiness and peace, that's what we leave all, with everyone that interacts with us. They get a piece of that, right? So they get moved by our vibration. So I think it's very important that we are protecting ourselves, from the inside out. And I think it's wonderful to hear of Brain Tap. I can't wait. Yeah, after this interview, I'm totally gonna go Google that and order myself one because yeah, it's a rabbit hole that I've been going down for quite a few years now, and it's one where I've seen results because, at one point they had me on so much medication I couldn't even drive, and nothing was making me better or helping me to get better. And then when I went, the roots of frequencies, that's when my life completely changed. So it's
I
amazing.
think it's also something that a lot of people, a lot of our customers, or potential customers that talk to us, they don't seem to understand that frequencies, just because something is at a higher frequency than another doesn't mean oh, RF frequencies can't be harmful because they're non-ionizing and they're below visible light. Visible light isn't harmful, and it's like, well, that doesn't really matter, like how high or low on the spectrum it is. It's really like each frequency really has like a lot of individuality in what it can create, and a lot of the man-made frequencies are also ones, it doesn't matter where they're at, they can still affect our bodies in negative ways. Like even if they're at a super low level that we wouldn't think, oh, these can just split our atoms. No, but yeah, so I agree with you. I think frequencies are very powerful, and so many different ones, and they have many different effects on our body.
I was just watching this video the other day that was showing the resonant frequencies of even the clothes that we wear, like the fabrics. And they were saying ones that actually mute your vibration and are kind of toxic to the body is actually silk. And I can't remember, I think it was polyester was the other one. And the ones that vibrate at the highest frequency that is beneficial to our bodies is actually organic cotton. And but here's the weird thing, and same thing with wool. Wool is excellent. It works with our biofrequency excellent. But the weirdest thing is they said that if you put wool on top of organic cotton, so we'll say you're wearing an undershirt and then you put the wool sweater on, they cancel each other out because of the frequencies of each one. So it's really interesting to even find out, that our clothing even has a
Uh,
frequency. Some can be beneficial and some can not be.
oh, that's crazy. That goes past my understanding too. Like I wouldn't be able to, why does this do that? Why does that do that? Crazy. But yeah, I wonder what our shielding fabric, what happens when they test that for vibration.
Yeah, that would be interesting to find out what mix, the fabric is and see
Or
what
if
it.
it's just nothing because it's
Oh, it might, yes.
shielding.
Shielding, exactly. So it might cancel everything out. I would assume that that's exactly what it does. Yeah. Wow. Well, I can't thank you ladies enough for sharing your wisdom about this stuff. Like I said, I'm a massive fan of Defender Shield. And when Dan sent me out the LightBody vitamins, my how I felt taking them, I noticed that I had less foggy brain. Especially in the morning, I wake up usually foggy brain, and it takes me like an hour to kind of come back into my awareness, and more energy as well. I did notice that I was feeling a lot more vibrant when I took it. And then if I'd forget to take it for, I think it was about 2 weeks, I forgot to take it, I did notice a difference. I noticed an energy difference in it. So,
Mm.
what's the feedback on this one? Like, what are people saying that they're noticing with it?
A lot of what you said, higher energy, more, I want to say immunity, but I think it helps a lot of people's natural response. Um, my someone I know, my aunt said that her skin got, was glowing after she was so
I
yeah,
did notice that
a
too. I
lot
did
of
not
different.
mention that. I did notice that my skin got a lot more glowy. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but yes, I did notice that too. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah. I've personally noticed everything that you said, plus it has a lot of, well, it has biotin, it has a lot that's good for hair, skin, and nails. So that's sort of like a natural, you know, skin, hair, and nails, uh, while also trying to correct the imbalance of the free radicals with all of the ingredients. Um,
Mm.
so it's just a very unique blend, and I certainly feel more energetic when taking it. And it's interesting when, not everyone's bodies are different, and everyone's sense of their bodies are different, and them noticing when they take a supplement, if they have any effects. Sometimes it's hard to tell, and a lot of people can't tell. But the real test is if you stop taking it and then you feel effects from that, then you know that it's actually making a positive impact on your body.
Mm, I totally agree. Well, and you said that there is fish oil in this, right? Because it did not taste like it at all, and I got no nasty burps
Not
out
in
of
that one.
it. It was
We have
either
a separate omega that is purely fish oil.
But it's also very hard to tell that it's fish oil. Like I've been taking it, and I normally don't eat fish. I'm vegetarian,
You
but
just announced that to the
I
world.
know. Now well, I know I don't eat fish. I'm vegetarian still, but I really like I I saw the need to take a high quality fish oil supplement. I did want to see what the effects would be. Um, and I've been taking it, and I don't notice that I'm eating fish at all, which is great for me as a vegetarian.
yes, because the taste is just nasty, when you have those
Mhm.
afterbirths with fish oil.
Well, what you should be aware of is that the lower quality the omega is, the worse aftertaste. And if it has a lot of oxidation, which ours has the least possible amount because of, again, the way that it's processed and how quickly it's processed offshore, directly offshore from the fishermen catching the anchovies. If you do have fish burps and feel a bad aftertaste, like that's a reflection of the quality of the product.
Good to know.
Also, the color, the more yellow in color, more oxidized, similar to how blood oxidizes in turn.
Makes sense.
So yeah, the clearer, the better for.
Really, really, really good to know. Yeah, because I'm going to be honest. I stopped taking the fish oil supplements because it just tasted so gross, right? So, but
Mhm.
yeah, these ones don't do that to me whatsoever. But you said this isn't the fish oil one.
Yeah, no, that doesn't have fish oil. That's just a lot of multivitamins and antioxidants. But the omega-3 that we have also in our line, that is just straight up fish oil.
I'll have to try that one too, and I'll give you my feedback.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like I said, I can't say enough about your guys' products and how much it's helped me, and a lot of my clients as well, because I kind of rant and rave about them, and because it's hard to find. That's the thing. Literally, I have tried so much products, and that's why it's like for anyone watching this video, or who's come across it, this is the full stop. This is where you want to go when it comes to EMF protection, when it comes to EMF protection from the inside out. And just for the record, I'm not getting paid by DefenderShield to say this at all. This is literally my 2 cents on all of the products that I have come across with DefenderShield, and that's why I contacted Dan and said, "Hey, you want to do an interview? Because I absolutely love your stuff. I can tell. I can 1000% tell. I'm so sensitive that even if I was blindfolded and someone turned a computer screen on or a TV screen on, immediately I feel the buzz in the air. Immediately I feel the shift of energy in the air, right?
Oh
And
yeah.
yeah, so it's
Well,
wonderful.
and that's our mission, like with DefenderShield, but also with LightBody. Our whole mission from the beginning, when Dan just wanted to help his sons, we just wanted to help people, and a lot of people have no idea that this is even something they should be worried about, and not even worried. We just want people to be mindful. Yes, digital wellness, that is your relationship with your technology, and it's what you should be mindful of, because there's so many negative effects to chronic use of all of our devices, not only the frequencies they put out, the blue light they put out, but then also just the stimulation, like the stimulating content that is just, it's you're just scrolling mindlessly, and you think it's putting you to sleep, but really it's just boosting your cortisol levels, and also like reducing your empathy, because you'll a bomb and then you'll see a cute kitten and it's like getting logged away, and you're not being as emotional as you should be normally. So there's definitely a lot of negative effects of technology. And we just want to increase awareness of information and try to get that information out to people however we can. And yeah, we sell products that hopefully will help you, but there's a lot of things that we think you can do without having any DefenderShield products or LightBody products. Like there's a lot of stuff you can be doing to reduce your exposure and be more. So that's kind of our mission. We're glad that it's affecting people.
Oh, it is.
Personally, I'm really passionate about the next generation being taught these things and how to have good digital wellness practices, because many adults don't know what digital wellness is, nor understand the effects technology can have on us. So again, our mission is education and just sharing our knowledge and bringing awareness to the fact that it should be a cornerstone of overall health. Just like we have a proper diet, we get enough sleep, should be getting enough sleep, quality sleep, and then exercise. So we think of digital wellness up there at the same level of importance as those things in your life, your overall lifestyle, and how healthy you are and how healthy your mind is. And we need to be teaching our kids proper technology usage and limits and just physical space between our electronics, and how we should be eating to help our bodies become more resilient against the modern day world that we live in, and they're going to live in for even more longer than we have. So that's really something important to me as a mom, that other children, that I teach my children these things, and that parents become educated on digital wellness so they can teach their children safe ways to manage their technology.
I think that that's super, super important, especially since the pandemic, because it just seems like so many of us were forced to go online. Like even myself, I only did readings in my office in Calgary before the pandemic, and then I had to learn how to be able to do it on the computer to reach out to people, and even our kids when the schools were closed and they had to learn online. It was all digital learning. So you're right, we do need to be very aware of this stuff as parents on what the long-term effects are, because screen time, it's not just the eyes, it's the body, mind, soul that this stuff gets into, right?
And
So
we do not know the long-term effects. The truth is we don't, because we haven't had these things long enough.
mhm.
It's only this recent generation, not even mine, but the one after me, that was born into the age of the cell phone and the Wi-Fi and the all of these things surrounding us that were never there. And when I was young. So that's why using the precautionary principle, which we believe in, is just taking precautions, because we do not know the future effects. We know for sure there's a lot of science supporting negative health effects on even the last 20 or 30 years of these things, but now it's just exponentially growing, and we don't know how that's going to affect our kids and their kids and
Oh, 100%.
generations to come.
And even the evolution of the cell phone, I must say,
Mhm.
so how they make you upgrade your phone every couple of years, or Apple, it won't charge or it won't do something. I swear they program it to crap out every 2 to 4 years. Well, I upgraded from an iPhone 11 to an iPhone 13. I got to get rid of this thing. The amount of EMF that's coming off of it, literally, if I'm scrolling, my thumbs go numb from it. And if I hold my hand over the screen, like it'll literally go numb within about 30 seconds, and I can feel it creeping up my arm. Like, it's powerful. So it also makes me wonder, the more advanced these devices get, how much more radiation are we literally carrying in our purses or our pockets, or giving to our children to entertain them with. It's just, I just think that there's you know, it's convenient to have, of course, but at the same time, what's it doing to our bodies long term? So,
Yeah, definitely the chronic exposure, even if it's something small like your cell phone, just having it with you all the time, under your pillow at night, in your pocket, on your lap when you're driving, like that's
mm,
just, it's very chronic, and even a, super low frequency that you wouldn't necessarily be worried about can affect you
yeah,
that much time.
absolutely. Cellular changes that we definitely don't want. So,
Mm.
wow. Wow. Well, thank you guys so much for explaining all of this today. I think it's so fascinating that you guys have banded together and create these amazing products for humanity. That yeah, I'm so grateful to be able to interview you guys and get this information out, because it works. It works. Now, how can people get a hold of you and order the vitamins or the Defender Shield as well?
So our LightBody website is lightbodylabs.com. And you can also buy our LightBody supplements on DefenderShield, which sells all other types of EMF protection. So that's defendershield.com. And yeah, we work with both companies. So yeah, hit us up if you need to get either more information. We have a ton of resources on defender.com on how to protect from EMF radiation, what it is, different effects on the body. A lot of resources on Defender Shield, and also LightBody is newer, but we're building it out. So definitely there'll be a lot on there as well.
Well, it's amazing, and definitely goes hand in hand with all of these products. It just makes sense to heal and protect from the inside out. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Wow, well, thank you so much for joining me here today, Michelle and Kylen. I hope that we can possibly do this again and have your expertise back on my channel. I would love that.
Thank you, Patricia. We
Yeah,
had a
thank
great
you.
time and we'll definitely be back.
Yeah, I
We'll
would
talk
love
all day about this stuff. So
I love it when you're passionate about what you do because it shows and I love it. I love it because even when I'm looking at your skin through the camera, even I'm like, ladies, you're looking gorgeous, gorgeous. You guys shine.
It's the supplements.
yeah.
I think so. I think so. And it's funny because even in my camera, I look all shiny and I have so much matte on my face. And even when I went down to Colorado to be on a TV show and they kept putting all the powder that they couldn't, I'm like, yeah, you can't really dull that shine.
Can't dull that shine. I like that.
All right. So yeah, I can definitely say I love this stuff and I love your product. So thank you so much for joining me here today. And everybody out in YouTube land, thank you so much for watching us. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And definitely take your peekaboo at DefenderShield, my favorite products, and LightBody. Let's heal from the inside out. So thank you so much, ladies.
Thank you, Patricia.
Thank you.